got your people counter out today, Mike? My next two videos are going to be much shorter than my last video about the trolls on the China show. In today's video, I'm going to read a comment. Recently, I watched a video from A Scott in China channel on YouTube. To be clear, Scott is not Scottish. His name is Scott. He makes videos mostly showing you around what he sees in China. Usually, it's very interesting, but sometimes they're a little bit long if you're a busy person. Anyway, I watched one the other day where he read through his comments, and I was shocked. He actually gets more anti-China comments than I do. I've seen Scott do a similar video in the past. I mean, I think those videos, they're very interesting, you know, reading the comments. Scott always shows you around what he sees in China also, so that's also very interesting. It might be a little bit busy here. I hope you can hear me all right. I'll leave a link in the description to Scott's channel. If you get a chance, go have a look. You might find it interesting. He is in China, and he's got a good perspective. In the same spirit as Scott's videos, I'm going to read just one comment. This comment is from Mike Stewart. Mike is an absolute genius in demographics, as you'll soon see. We're going to focus on this part of Mike's comment. I got this circled in red here. Thanks for posting another video that provides more proof that China's population has collapsed. Only one out of a supposed 1.4 billion people walked down the alley that you were on. Seems in line with the information I've been hearing. This will be news to Mike, but normally I don't select my locations based on the number of people passing by. As a matter of fact, that location yesterday is a very secluded area of a very large park. I was surprised actually that anyone walked by at all. I often go there and there's nobody there. I also disagree with Mike. I'm pretty sure that 3 or 4 of the 1.4 billion people of China walk past behind me. If you're watching this, Mike, I'm not showing your comment to say that you're stupid. But that was a very stupid comment, Mike. For the second part of this video, I'm going to debunk something that Winston Frederick Sterzel said. I had to get a couple Winston Frederick Sterzel in there, right? I'll show you a clip by Winston Frederick Sterzel, but it's from the same screen capture that I used for yesterday's video. Here's the clip.
In China, we don't have to pay for our housing or food.
Yes.
When we're old, we have Medicare taken care of. Everything's
Got good
taken care of.
social programs, which isn't true.
China doesn't have social programs.
Yeah.
It's a cutthroat, poor
Don't
capitalistic society.
don't listen to people that are uneducated and have seen something on Red Note or something. Because in reality, it's very difficult. That's why the family unit is so important in China. That's why your parents come and live with you when you get married.
Correct.
Okay? It's very difficult. You have to rely on your family as your retirement, basically.
Yes. The government
Okay?
does not take care of it.
No.
So I hope you can hear me with all this going on around me. Okay, so this debunk, you know, while my evidence is anecdotal, you know, it's from people telling me, I am here in China and I'm meeting and talking to real people, unlike Winston Frederick Sterzel, who pretends to be in China with a green screen behind him. Recently, I was in Heilongjiang. I have a lot of friends there in Heilongjiang. I've been there many times. I was at a friend's apartment who's retired. He doesn't have much money, you know, and he doesn't have an income. He's retired. Social programs, it's not something that usually comes up in a conversation. You don't really ask people about that, right? But when I visited my friend's apartment, it kind of did. There are, in fact, social programs in China. There is an old age pension to begin with, and I'm not an expert on China's pension systems, but I will say this much. If you're wealthy, you likely aren't eligible for a lot of social programs, but you might still get your pension. And you shouldn't be. You shouldn't be eligible for programs if you're wealthy. Just like in the US, if you're wealthy, you probably can't get food stamps or welfare. The old age pension in China is likely very complicated also. In most developed countries, your old age pension is related to how much you paid in. Big truck going by here. Over the last 5 or 10 years, salaries, and by extension contributions to the Social Security system, have increased dramatically. So, imagine if you worked your whole life and retired 10 years ago in China. You likely didn't pay a whole lot into the system because the salaries were so much lower 10 years ago than they are today. They really went up in the last 10 years. I have no idea if the Social Security system provides cost of living allowances. I didn't ask my friend about that. You know, as the price of goods go up, do they get more money? I don't know. I can only tell you what my friend told me about his apartment. So my friend didn't tell me, and I didn't ask how much he gets in monthly payments from Social Security. It's not the kind of thing you ask people about, right? But when I was admiring his apartment, he did talk about his apartment. His apartment is actually nicer and more spacious than my own apartment here in Shenzhen. Although, you know, he does live in a different part of the country with totally different housing prices, so that's probably got a lot to do with it. So while I was admiring my friend's apartment, he told me that he pays 3,000 RMB per year for his apartment. It's a government-assisted community of 30 to 40 buildings. Each building has 30 floors. It's in a big complex. So let's use 35. I said 30 to 40. Let's use 35 buildings for this exercise. There, I think, are 6 apartments per floor. If each building is 30 floors, that's 3,600 apartments in the complex, all provided with government assistance. The government continues to build more of these complexes all the time. The 3,000 RMB that my friend pays includes heating, electricity, water, building maintenance, and security. If you use an exchange rate of 7 RMB per US dollar, that's 428 US dollars a year. Although he does have to pay for his own internet and television connection if he wants those. My friend also had to decorate the apartment himself. I see another big truck coming. But other than that, it comes out to about $1.17 a day. He has a 10-year lease, you know. My friend also told me that, while it's not certain, he believes that the government will have built enough new complexes that at the end of the 10-year lease, they'll likely just give him the apartment. I really hope he does get it. He believes that. So anyway, I'm just using this to debunk what Winston Frederick Sterzel said. No doubt that he's never asked anyone about government assistance. He doesn't seem to know about it, right? Winston Frederick Sterzel's information is coming from his imagination, just like his green screen behind him pretending to be in China. Turns out the government seems to be putting an emphasis on providing a home first, making sure everybody's got a home. That's likely related to the lack of homeless people on the streets of China. They're actually difficult to find. I'm not saying there are no homeless people in China. You can find them, but that's a completely different topic. I'm not going to go on, big truck, I'm not going to go on complaining about social assistance in the West. Let's just say it's different than China's. I've already gone on too long, so I'm going to close this video. Thanks for watching. I'm going to have another similar video, I think, tomorrow with another comment.
Poor
Don't listen
capitalistic society.
to people that are uneducated.